I don't know why she swallowed the fly. Perhaps she'll die. I don't know why most physicists can't explain physics intelligently. That it's, I can't tell you. When they all started challenging me in Sierra Vista at that grocery store, which was pathetic because it's like, you're not going to take me to Fort Huachuca and have all these people sit down and talk with me like a human being. You're going to have them come in and you're going to watch me through cameras at my work and in my house, and you're going to challenge me, and he's wrong. You're gonna be like that fucking Lutheran pastor that watched my house when I was a kid and come and judge me because he's eavesdropping on my conversations I have with my wife about Rush Limbaugh, and God dang, And so you guys got to understand, I was watching the thing and it said, well, 47 was Roswell. And you said that, yeah, that, okay, you set up a meeting space and a landing zone for military extremists that are manipulating Marianne's life to try to get the Ark of the Covenant through selective breeding. So in 47, past, present, future operate at the same time. Okay, you guys are going to do this, and they do it anyway to try to get a replication of Herschel Steinschneider. And it doesn't work, and Stevie and Eddie, neither one of them is the Ark of the Covenant. But if you go read the Bible, okay, it explains that I'm the only boy between my mother and my father, and that she has other kids and stuff. So when you look at it and you look at the book, it's like some say it's just a part of it. We got to fulfill the book, right? So it's like that one guy, you poor bastard, you were going to be you whether you wanted to be you or not. So there's no free will. And I'm like, yeah, but you poor bastard, you're the poor bastard. I'm the Messiah. I chose to be me, Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John, right? So the whole reason why we have religion to save us from mass murder with rational thinking of application of physics of humble understanding through the Western hemisphere and Western civilization as we perceive it is because of me. Okay, the spirit of me, Earl. Sweet little holy child. We didn't know. They knew exactly who the fuck I was. They knew who Jesus was. Okay, that's a song written by somebody. Herod was trying to kill him as a baby, like Pharaoh tried to kill Moses as a baby because he didn't want to deal with him, because he was going to eradicate his legacy, his greatness. Okay, you can't fucking read? What, are you a physicist? Or a neuroscientist? This is how your brain is working. And are we living the Lord's Prayer? Well, then how do you think the brain activity that you're studying is conclusive as being intelligent brain activity? Okay, you don't apply physics too good, does you? Okay, so you can build something that can move pebbles out of your way to move through wormholes or through spacecraft to try to go abuse people on other planets that are carbon-based life forms. They're aliens. Okay, what's alien about life, asshole? Why do you keep calling Mexicans aliens? Huh? So the sound of the rails to my ears will be sweet, sweet music. The longer I hear it, the shorter the time that we're apart, right? Soon I will see the span of the old Rio Grande before me, and the girl who gave birth to the land that gave birth to the girl who now is my heart. Okay? There'll be two and not one, for God's will shall be done, good Lord willing. Oh, love's will shall be done. That's it. Okay, I haven't heard it in a while. I'm on my way. Well, I have. I just wasn't paying attention. But because that's a little thing like the guy made the video for it to sound like you're putting money in a jukebox. That reminds me. I got to go over there and get the better digital enhanced version of The Restless Bull from Cell. I'm going to also see if they have 2 Solo 2, updated too. Because I like the way she sings that too. Well, I like Linda Ronstadt too. I prefer Selena's voice more than Linda Ronstadt's. My dad likes Linda Ronstadt more. Yeah, and I understand that because he heard her first. But Cell's voice to me is just, oh my gosh, that is so good. She just has that Ella Fitzgerald, let's make a stairway to the stars and let's fall in love thing to me that I just go, that is the spot. I like her voice. It's different strokes for different folks, guys. My dad really liked Jimmy Rogers, the Muleskin or Blue person. I like Jimmy Rogers, the tender love and care, and I can listen to him all day. Ah, that man's voice is wonderful. And Jimmy Rogers, it's like if I'm in the mood, yes. If I'm not in the mood, it's getting on my nerves, right? Because high powered mama gonna buy me a gun as big as I am tall, and I can only listen to it so much, and I'm like, okay, it's an acquired taste. I had to acquire him and Hank Williams' taste. Okay, Jim Reeves. Jay and the Americans, no, it was instantaneous. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. That is wonderful. But the lead singer from the Intruders doesn't have a voice that's like, it's not perfect like theirs and stuff. And I love his stuff immediately. Right? I remember when I used to see, I want to know your name. I love the Intruders, right? And I always did. There are some that they don't have that perfect voice, but I just love them from the get-go. It's like, but his voice isn't as good as Tony Williams. Yeah, no, not many people have as good a voice as Tony Williams, right? But there are some people that say, Mom couldn't stand Stevie Wonder's voice. I wish he didn't sing. He'd write it for other people. He did. Barbara Streisand sings All's Fair in Love and sings it better than him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he agrees on that, and he makes lots of money off of her singing it, too. So, you guys are idiots. I know. Application of physics, it's inconclusive. How people can sit there and be worried about alien life forms and alien technology and flying through space, but yet they don't want to apply the physics of the Lord's Prayer so we're not destroying our planet and one another over our ego problems. It's beyond me. It's like, it's physicist. Okay. First application of physics. Okay. Sure, you'd be right in thinking the sun does rise and set on your ass, but it does on everyone else's as well. That's a limerick. Yeah, but it makes sense, asshole. Okay. You keep talking out of your ass. And they talk about business and they talk about this, and you're like, it's a samba of one note, but they're geniuses. And you're like, so I did subscribe on Stephen Bartlett's channel, but that's only to get updates from the wackadoodles who think they're more intelligent than me and can understand application of physics better than me. It's like, oh, you're the Green Lantern Corps. Yeah. Military institution to protect us all from the yellow lighted people with the green lights. And stop light, stop light. I like that song too. Hold it right there, don't proceed. Anybody else like that song? It would have been radically different if we were living the Lord's Prayer. Probably so. I don't know how all the traffic stuff would have worked and all that. Because, guys, when you share a caregiving quarantine built to last and you move about the cabin area in a manner that doesn't have and you don't have Wilt Chamberlain's talk the flight attendant into going into the bathroom and having sex in it. Why, just because they could. It's like the 30,000 feet club or whatever. Lots of people have done it. It's like, what? Okay, so you go in the bathroom where other people need to use the bathroom, and it could be like Crohn's disease because of stress and toxic environments, being killed by carbon emission, poisoning, jet fuel, and okay, and you had sex. Let's take a stairway to. I don't think that's what Ella Fitzgerald was talking about, but what do I know? I suck at understanding application of physics. You're funny. I know. Trust me, I am more intelligent than the people that abuse me. I'm stronger than they are. Okay. No, I would not be able to pick up that 32 kilogram mop right now. Okay. If I needed to hit you over the head to get you the Lord's Prayer, I would, but I don't think that'll help and I don't think it'll work. So I'm going to stay right here in this chair, sitting. I'm going to sing Kenji Brown, sitting here in this chair, waiting on you. Oh, baby, to see things my way, but not a word do you say. You won't even. But if I get the proper app, I can make sure everybody gets their great ideas to get paid to get laid. Do you understand the applications of physics on that? I think we're the 100th monkey syndrome. Okay, everybody wash off your potato, now eat. No, I like Stephen Bartlett. He has a lot of things that remind me of kiddos I know and have affection for. But I acknowledge the fact that most people are dumb as a box of rocks, and this is Planet of the Apes, and I'm the Great Gazoo, and I get it. I understand. I wasn't born yesterday. We talked about that yesterday. Look at those. Is that Scotland or is that Ireland? Yeah, with the peat roofs and everything there, and they built them to the. Isn't that interesting? There, I was just talking. They know I was just talking to Dad about my friend named Alan Gibson, the descendant of Rob Roy and William Wallace, and they talked about the British family The British royal family, when they get their little crown put on their head, they sit over a chair with a rook that allegedly someone like Abraham slept on. And I'm like, why would Abraham sleep with his head on a rock? Maybe there were centipedes about. They tried climbing yours or something like that. It's like, I don't you think he might have like rolled up something softer to put his head on? Sleeping with your head. Have any of you ever slept with your head on a rock? I don't know if I even believe that story and or buy that story, but maybe the guy that gave them the rock got a lot of rocks of gold for that rock or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. But yeah, this is, he said, but he goes, and Alan sits there and he says, shows you where the British's heads are at. They sit over that rock. I thought you were supposed to sleep with your head on it. That's the Scottish joke about the British royal family and, where their mind is at when they become King of England. With that rook there. I forgot about the rooks. Okay, such funny. But yeah, kiss my Scottish ass, right? Funny. I love my cousins. Those are my cousins. I'm a Parsons. Yeah, like it or not, those are my cousins. Whether they like it or, that's why I try to explain to Alan. He goes, I'm not Anglo-Saxon. It says, whether you like it or not, I don't think all your sisters and your cousins and everything like that could outrun William Longshanks. And in some ways, I don't think they wanted to. My dad is more charming and more handsome and a better guy than a lot of Scottish guys. So I can see a lot of Scottish girls that say, you don't have to rape me, Mr. Parsons. I'll gladly share myself with you for free, Ralph. You look like John Derek. You're handsome. Burt Reynolds, you're handsome. My cousin looks like Guy Ritchie and acts like Guy Ritchie. Oh, what an ass, I know. But Madonna married him. What's that got to do with the price of tea in China? Everything. He's one of their biggest propaganda producers. Oh, so however we want the price of tea in China to go, this shall go, Mortimer Randolph. To be loved, oh, what a feeling to be loved, right? So you understand how physics works? Okay, physics, in order to truly understand physics and apply physics, one has to be humble enough to understand natural laws provided to maintain the observation, analysis, and processing of physics information. It's not an idea. You think it's an idea, but it's not an idea. Life's eternal grace is infinite. Right? So it's just a form of interactive communication through brain activity, through sexual reproduction, right? Why isn't the physicist with the UAPs explaining this to us? He's supposed to be a goddamn genius for the fucking government there. He's supposed to keep us safe from, foreign people coming and streaming us on Hulu and invading our brains and sucking our brains out through straws and telling us what to do to be the food for the spaceships of the holy aliens, Batman. Right? It's funny. Okay. But you know what I'm saying? Okay. Remember that movie Cloud Atlas or whatever? They send him to a slaughterhouse and kill him. And what did they put him in food products or whatever stuff? You're like, guys. Why is it humans always fear being turned into a cow? It's like, don't you think if the essence of creation wanted you to be a cow, you would be a cow? What do you think? You're going to sell Hindu comic books? Is that a purple lady of 8 arms? No, it's a flying monkey. Oh. You believe that shit? Of course. Whatever keeps me in power and Taj is my Mahal, right? Fucking assholes. They're assholes. I'm not disrespecting anybody. Mass murderers that build buildings of their insanity, that mass murdered people to build those buildings to promote their insanity is not disrespect. I'm not respecting the doggone thing. I ain't going to take anything you bring that's illegit. It needs to quit. There you go. My number one hip-hop go-to rhyme line, motherfuckers, because it's right every time. If it's legit, then it's too legit it could have quit. But if it's illegit, it needs to quit immediately, L-Y, right? That dark, scary room with Dracula sitting in there. Groom is Dracula. How do you say goodbye? No more money for me. No more fuck you, see. Is that Gary Oldman? Hey, he's the ghost of Christmas Pants, L-Y. Right? Come on now. Come and know me better, man. I'm not Jim Carrey. That man's crazy. And if he doesn't know he's crazy, I can explain it to quantum computing. I guarantee it. 24 months. Why is it taking 20? Why we got still 14 more months for artificial general intelligence to be able to reflect someone as intelligent as me? Hi, we're the rich people of the world wanting to go to Mars and circle the moon. And we want to fuck you in the head for 14 more months. Well, because we're perverts and we just can't stop how we feel. I'm digging on you. We're digging on me. We're digging on we. God damn. What was it, an ultimatum from the aliens that can push all the little space pebbles out of the way so they don't get bam-bammed? Girl. From the down. I feel like the Great Gazoo. I swear I feel like the Great Gazoo. Remember what they did with Edgar Casey? They did the same thing with Edgar Casey that the Flintstones did with the Great Gazoo. All right? His whole family. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Who's going to win it wasn't the Super Bowl. It was the World Series. Who's going to win the Preakness and the Kentucky Derby and the Belmont? Okay. And he lost his voice. And he told them, what I have is a special gift to help us live the Gospels. And you guys are using it to place bets on Caesar's sporting events. How many Romans will it take to kill all these Christians in the Colosseum? I'll bet you $500 it's okay. Well, then we double that. We take it out to the racetrack and bet it on the horse and did his business for it. When here, let's saw off the top of your head there and dig that there clot out. All right, I'm a neurosurgeon and I'm a physicist. I'm a picking and I'm a grinning. Gloom, despair, and agony on me. Whoa, deep, dark depression, excessive misery. Whoa, if it weren't for bad luck, we'd have no luck at all. You do know there's no such thing as luck. It doesn't apply in physics, right? Gloom, despair, and everything you buy that's advertised on Hee-Haw will make your life better. Okay, please like and subscribe and share. It helps me more than you'll ever know. What? Love me like a rock. Love me like a rock and roll James Rahoo. Love me like a rock. Na 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 na. I wonder if that's up near Lake Mead or something like that. I don't know. Well, there's red rocks and there's like a little stream coming through. Maybe after some melt off from some rare snow that went in the mountains in Utah. I don't have a crush on Selma Hayek. I've had crushes on girls that remind me of Selma Hayek. I've had crushes on girls that remind me of her. I was married to a girl that everybody said she looked like a heavyweight, full-figured Jennifer Lopez. That's why Amy watched. That's why we had to watch Wedding Planner and we had to watch all the Jennifer Lopez movies. And she was so obsessed. She was more obsessed with Bennifer than she was with Noah Lee. And Noah Lee was way more fun and way cuter. And the home movies that I no longer have we had of Noah Lee on Belmont and Phoenix are way better than Geely ever thought of. And I hung out with real people like Brian. And I got fired, not as much as Marcus. Marcus always got fired more than me. That wasn't fair. I can't remember his name, the little kid in the wheelchair. He was so funny. He's like, that was shit. 23 years ago. So he's in his 40s now. You're fired if he's still with us. He may have had health complications, and especially during COVID, and he may be dead by now. A lot of the kids at Latch that I enjoyed so much because they were such sweethearts, you know. It's autism, whatever. Guys, autism is an injury to the brain caused by excessive compulsive behaviors through technological advancement. People have trouble accepting the insanity of it, and it injures the brain. Past, present, future operate same time. I'm an excellent driver. 20 minutes to Wabner. I'm not making a misdiagnosis. Just like those people, I'm Elon Musk, and there's no aliens. Yes, there is. There's Mexicans all around here, and most of them came across the border. I'm just kidding around. But they're alien to your bullshit? No, they accept your money, think it's legit, and will sell little girls' bodies to go shopping and go to Las Vegas. I've lived here. I've lived in this hellhole most of my life. And I know exactly what a lot of my neighbors are like. You love all these people? I want them to accept the Lord's Prayer and stand up for it now. And if they can't do that, then if you set them up to be hit by a semi-truck and not survive it and get any money from Michael Gopin, the hot blonde lawyer, and tack wins, then that's your business. It ain't my business. I can apply physics better than you. I can explain physics better than you. And I don't want a Nobel Prize. I do not want a Richard Dawkins Award. I do not want $1 million. I do not want $100,000. I don't want to be Bert and have to sit there and take back the woman's jet ski or whatever was that, Raj, or I can't remember. Right? When the hot girls were dating them because they were rich, having sex with them because they had money. Like, that hasn't happened before. Yeah, and they always make comedy out of it. It's like, um, what's funny about a woman denying a holy covenant to a man because the man is acting like a bitch? It's quite sad, actually. To, it's quite sad, actually. To quote in the way that Stephen Bartlett and his friends might talk when they were young and in elementary school, taking a class from Sidney Poitier and singing to Sidney Poitier to Sell With Love and doing the Watusi. Anybody like the Watusi? Have you ever seen that movie before? To Sell With Love, Sidney Poitier? Yeah, it was one of my favorites when I was younger. I did like, I didn't watch it all though. Spencer Tracy. I like Spencer Tracy. But guess who's coming to dinner? Buck and the Preacher is still one of my favorites. I really like Carrie Belafonte a lot. Ruby Dee, yeah, I like her too. Ruby Dee, yeah. Old Ozzie Davis's wife. They had an open marriage with all that. I was like, what? It was harder on her than it was on him. She didn't like it. It made her feel kind of sad and shallow. It's hollow inside. And he liked it because he could go sleep with anybody in Hollywood that wanted a part in a movie that was really hot. So yeah, naturally, he liked it. Okay, but her, they were just fucking her. They weren't loving her the way Ozzy did until they got caught in that hell. And it can happen to the best people with the best intentions. Ozzy gave Malik's eulogy. Right? He was the example of our manhood. Right? Yeah. Well, they had a big public forum to go from the outhouse to the penthouse. There's more shit in the penthouse than there is in the outhouse. Oh yeah, shit rolls downhill. All you military mindset motherfuckers who think you have the best physicists in the whole world to theorize physics and apply physics. Yeah. Why do you get a load of me? Right? They didn't. They still. Okay. That's because I don't have any peers in the scientific community. I don't have any peers in the military community. I don't have any peers at NASA. Okay, they are not my peers. They are not humble enough. They are not strong enough. They are not brave enough. They are not kind enough. They are not as perfect as me and Job and Jonah and Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John. Ooh lolly, golly, what a day. I know, gorgeous. I was over there, Dad. I said, no, Dad, if I was a woman, okay. And like with Law, when I told her, I instead of her telling, you're a loser and you see the world through rose-colored glasses, I would have flown out to North Carolina immediately and said, I want to be loved the way you love me the rest of my life, through richer, before, better, or worse, or, self, sickness, and health, right? And like Miriam, was, how could she's stupid? You don't have an ego, Parsons. You don't have one. She said that to me, Miriam Delegra Montalvo. She says, no. She goes, you can admit when you're wrong. But she goes, the thing about it is when you're wrong, it's because you have bad information and then you correct the information and then you're right because you're using better information. That's just the way you are. Because you don't have an ego problem. When something's right, you get together for everybody and enjoy something so right. When something's wrong, you admit, hey, we misjudged because we had bad information. Let's use our information better. Yeah. God loves me better than Plumber because Plumber's an idiot. Okay, who does God love better, Ahmed or Ahmed Jr.? God loves them both. Okay, so you're a better parent than God? Don't throw the table on me. You're right. I'm right. Here. 2 curls with your mop. No deadlifts with your mop. Call your mom and lift the other guy what he's deadlifting with one hand. That was actually funny. I actually chuckled. I'm like, holy shit. Other guy was using both arms to deadlift this. This guy's saying he's talking to his mother who's bitching at him, and he's lifting what they were deadlifting with one arm. That's just mean. It is. Now I know. When someone walks up to you and goes and sends you to the emergency room, and your mom says, "Another goddamn goddamn fucking 75 fucking dollars at the goddamn fucking emergency room. You'll understand what I'm talking about, Mr. Bodybuilder. 7 months, you can have 7 weeks, you can have the best body and lift better weights and make the people that are big and swollen at Planet Fitness, you look and feel like shit, and then you maybe have enough trend enough online to have big enough bag of money to have sex with Megan Jerron Roof Pete. I'm not going to call that woman a stallion. Because I'm a man. I don't sodomize men in prison, and I don't want to, I never had, never going to did. Okay? I love men. I want them to be fathers to my grandchildren and husbands that are faithful to my daughters. I love men. Nobody loves men more than I do. You can't love men more than I do. You can love them as much as I do, but you can't love them more. You can't love Malik more than I do. You can't love Tishna more than I do. You can't love Sun Yat-sen and Judo and Haile Selassie more than I do. You can love them as much as me. And you can love them the way they love me and the way I love you. But you can't love more than us. It's impossible. To ask a baby, that's physics. To ask a baby not to cry, it's just impossible. And tomorrow, if you ask me, I sell my very soul and not regret it. Okay. And his name's Como. He's a Mormon. I'm going to have to sit down and talk to him for a while. Okay. The soul is the infinite essence of existence that provides life to the temple for the soul. No solitary confinement. Don't do it, Great Caesar's ghost. Don't toss the salad and don't scramble the eggs. Okay, listen to me. I'm the best psychologist in the history of Boston, Massachusetts. And my wife Lilith is always screwing my brother, and all I can see is the back of his head. The military sucks. Say it again. Military sucks. NASA sucks, and I stand by that statement. Okay, do you understand? Elon Musk sucks? Yes. And that one guy from NASA, most likely at the start, no, he ain't going to change. You sure about that? He may have a brain injury that gets exploited by corporations like NASA to make him boldly go where no van has gone before. And then if the technology is going to waste-toid anybody, if we're all wrong, it's going to be Elon Musk and Donald Trump and none of us. Yeah, but you should have stood up for Lawrenceburg too. Yeah, but you'll survive it. Yeah, but no one's going to listen to you, no one's going to like you, and no one's going to want to hang out with you, except the other asshole that was with you that you can now bump uglies off, maybe go hiking with, and then shoot, and then roll around and kill yourselves while the authorities are hunting you down. Okay. They drove back from town on one bright summer's day, when a man they befriended stepped out in the way. With no thought of dying, they pulled to the side, but death lie there waiting for Bonnie and Clyde. 2 years of running had ended that day. For robbing and killing they both had to pay. But we'll always remember how they lived and died. So goes the legend of Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie and Clyde, Bonnie and Clyde. Will your big blue eyes be misty? Will you brush away a tear? A grave is filled with silence, but if a sleeping man could hear, darling, would I hear your footsteps up there? Will you visit me on Sunday? Remember in his real life, Bonnie was the brown-headed lady on the front of the album cover, and the blonde lady was somebody else's girl, the Susan Oliver looking one. I was like, she was pretty. His wife was pretty, but the blonde was like, damn. It's like Faye Dunaway hot. She's Susan Oliver hot. Yeah, I was like, yeah, the blonde was like, damn, she's like the girls on here. She fine. Yeah, that's a spot right there. That is damn, right? No, it's just when it comes right down to it, when you get right down to it, everybody's, like we started out the video, it's a Jimmy Rogers or Jimmy Rogers, It's a high-powered mama or tender love and care makes a life worth living. That's what I'll be giving every day, every night to you. When you're wrong, when you're right, when you're blue, I'll be giving tender love and care to you. Giving tender love, gentle, sweet, and kind, I will always treat you. Gentle, sweet, and kind, yeah. Sometimes you got to be cruel to be kind. You outplay you out. If your son sits there and says, "No, Dad, I'm going to be the top pimp," like my dad with the whole thing with Bob laughing with the wrench with the oh, Dad, I'm going to play in the NBA, and the people go change my brakes and do all that stuff. Sometimes you got to be cruel to be kind. It was love, gentle, sweet, and kind. Don't let your ego get the best of you and treat other people like they're commodities and maids and butlers and shit. Okay. Now you can fix it yourself, and you can respect those men that would work on your car and do it for you because you paid them fuck money, because you make more fuck money, because you're more fucked in the head than they are, right, said Fred. Damn, too sexy for my shirt again. I know. You guys get it? Okay. So let's load this one up. Stephen Bartlett. I watched it, so it's 10 months ago that he said in 24 months. So God damn, that's... Well, that's his artificial general intelligence. I ain't banking on that because I don't believe in banks and I don't believe in money. But I do believe in love and truth and faith and pixie dust. No, not pixie dust. I don't believe in pixie dust. I don't believe pixie dust really exists. I believe they made that shit up just to sell popcorn and licorice at movie theaters, where after the movie was done, they sold war bonds at the end of the thing. And let's go down to the lobby and buy ourselves a stack. And I want the electric football, and I want enough teams to paint all the college teams if I win. No. It gets hard. You get tired. I'd rather play EA Sports. You don't have to do as much moving around and stuff. And they're going to make me a video game that doesn't put out toxins from it because it's made more efficiently and higher. It can play the old 360 games and the PS3 games without producing the same amount of heat because it can read things better because it has advanced so much from then to now. So it shall be such. It should already be waiting in either Eureka or the Gila in my mission style Mexican style home with the shit. Yeah, but no, I got a bunch of little. We don't have to. We're in a little fucking Peckerwood pussy plantation, and we're gonna keep pussy plantation the Peckerwood all over the Peckerwood. Yeah, Woody Woodpecker, I know, but. Fucking assholes. Defiant little... So, because I got that this morning from Samson, man. This is how you all want to go down in history post-apocalypse. Is a bunch of little fucking assholes that think with their genitalia and their brain doesn't work too good, because when you manipulate people with their sexuality, it's going to affect your brain activity too. Like I told the psychologist department guy from the University of Chicago about Richard Dawkins' theory about the meme and how the brain works. It's like, no, it's like my dad told me about dick control. You either control it or it controls you. Okay, have a nice day. I have no peers in close proximity to me. I might have peers out there somewhere, but they're locked up and run over in the Best Buy in the parking lot, the Best Buy in their town of institution, indoctrination, incarceration as well. If they even have a Best Buy. It's Doogie Howser time. I love you guys. All right, peace.